Okay, so YouTuber Danny Mullen has just been arrested. He just posted a video. I've been subscribed to Danny Mullen since he was at like 80, 90K subs. And since his high school reunion video. And man, there's no other YouTuber that works as hard as this guy by far. He uploads a brand new video every single week. He's out there, he's out in public, just trolling the crap out of people. I love Danny Mullen, and the crazy thing is, this guy popped out of nowhere. It's not like he was a celebrity before. He was just a random dude, and he just said, "Screw it, I'm about to be YouTube famous," and he just freaking rose to the top. So yeah, I love Danny Mullen. So he got arrested. We'll be reacting to this video, and I'll be giving my thoughts.
We're pulled over. Okay, so we are being pulled over.
I don't know why I don't like dealing with the guys.
We got it, Nico. I'll do all the talking. Okay, Nico, don't make him angry. Just stop, just stop, just stop. Yeah.
Hey, stop. It's off.
And then window down,
off.
hands off the wheel.
Look how scared he is. Like, look at his eyes, bro. He's about to freaking poop his pants. Bro, he's never gotten pulled over before? Are you serious? Is this his first time getting pulled over? Like, look, I've been pulled over so many freaking times, bro. Like, come on, just because of my hair, just because of my skin color, bro. I get pulled over damn near every single freaking day. And this guy can barely stand getting pulled over once.
Topology. Animation.
It's off.
And then window
It's
down,
off.
hands off the wheel.
Sir, my hand. He has his hand on his gun.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he has his hand on his gun. Huh. Yeah, that's what happens when you commit a felony. It's a felony stop. So if it's a felony stop, then the police will have the right to have guns drawn. Like, these guys did no research into the law before making this video.
Yes, sir. How you doing, officer?
Oh, put your hand up.
Oh, yes, sir.
Now look how scared he is. He's so scared, which is normal. I'm not trying to make fun of him, but this is completely normal to be scared. But it's just so funny how he has a fearless personality when trolling people or doing these street interviews. But once he actually deals with the police, he just is submissive as can be, which I just find hilarious.
Yes, sir.
On the dash, please.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, he's how humiliating is that? Like, being falsely accused of something, or, you know, having the police harass you is one of the most humiliating things you could possibly go through. Okay, there's nothing worse than being harassed, pulled over, arrested, falsely accused by the police, set up by the police. There's nothing worse than that. Nothing at all. Okay, especially down south. I will never go down south. Never, ever, because you just go to one of those hick towns, you get pulled over, then you end up missing for years, because there's literally no real system in place to stop corrupt small town cops.
What's going on back at the trailer down at the shopping center?
Yeehaw, yeehaw. Hey, what y'all doing that down there, dang it? Good. If you hear that accent, it's over, bro. If you get pulled over and the police officer has that freaking accent, you're done, man. You're done.
Hello, my beloved audience. Today, using gathered iPhone footage and animation, I'm going to walk you through my recent arrest and jail stint that arose as a product of one of our shoots. Now, I'm legally prohibited from using the footage that the officer asked about down at the shopping center. But here's what happened.
How are you prohibited from using footage? Shouldn't you have the right to post footage? Is that constitutional to tell somebody they can't post footage to the internet? That's kind of scary how the police can just literally say, oh, you can't post that? You can't post that. You can't post evidence to prove your case. It just seems really messed up.
According to the police report, our crew was doing a story on how Coke and Pepsi are destroying teeth and causing other health issues. That's true. And we were especially concerned with these companies exploiting people in the Appalachia region. For the bit, allegedly, we went to a free dental clinic in eastern Tennessee and, quote,
So, free dental clinic. I didn't even know they had it. Where can you find a free dental clinic? Because I need to go. I want free dental. I don't want to pay 2, 3, 4, 5,000 to get a freaking tiny cavity filled in. So they have free dental clinics down south. Man, everything's cheaper down south. The freaking dental is free. That might actually be worth the risk of getting pulled over and arrested for no reason. That might actually be worth it.
Mullen pulled a dental tool from his pocket and started examining a patient who was in the treatment area. Mullen stated he did enter the medical clinic and stated he was an amateur dental hygienist and examined a female. Mullen did state he...
What does it mean, examined a female? Oh, I was reading that completely wrong. I was like, huh? Oh yeah, he's pretending to be a dentist. So let me read this again. Pulled a dental tool from his pocket and started examining a patient who was in the treatment area. Dean reported. Mullen stated he did. So first of all, it says Mullen stated. So why is he talking to the police and giving a statement? Never, ever, 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 ever give a statement to the police. Ever. Because they will use everything you say against you. They have no, like literally everything. Tell them they can twist it and turn it and use it as evidence. They are not there to prove your innocence. They are there to prove you are guilty. If you want to tell your story, tell it to a lawyer.
He asked the female's permission before examining her. No big deal, right? What I thought was a 2 out of 10 on the scale of bit intensity ended up leading me into one of the biggest legal snafus of my life.
You had permission to go in and do that inside?
Well, everybody was very, very kind and allowed us to at first and didn't seem to have any problem. And then
He's blabbering to the police. Why are you saying anything? They have zero evidence. None whatsoever. The only evidence they have is what you're telling them. Unless a free dental clinic has cameras, which I sincerely doubt a dental clinic has cameras inside it, you're off scot-free. You're done. If you get put in front of a judge and a jury and they just say, oh, just take my word for it, bro, I swear Danny Mullen was in there, with zero evidence, you're going to get released. That is how the legal system works. But all they do in the courtroom is have to show you playing, all they have to do is show this footage, and there's the proof right there. They know you were in the dental clinic. They know what you were doing in the dental clinic. They know you were filming a prank video in the dental clinic. He's screwed. He's going to lose this case. He's going to get the maximum sentence when he goes to trial. He does not realize the severity of the situation at all. Like, this is a felony. This is a felony. This is the worst possible crime you can commit.
You have licenses to do a documentary? You have licenses to go into the...
we did not, sir.
Okay, you don't.
And he snitched on himself again. And I don't even really understand why this officer is asking him these questions. He's saying, do you have a license to film a documentary? Do you need a license to film things in Tennessee? I don't think so. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's your right to film. Um, unless you're like filming in somebody's home, they can ask you to leave, and if you refuse to leave, they can trespass you, but they can't arrest you for filming in of itself. They just can't.
We do not, sir.
All right.
Damn it, almost slipped away. We were close. I feel like we always get just this far away. Like,
Now, the longer he talks, the more evidence they have. Danny, if you're listening to me, you do know there's prosecutors watching your YouTube channel, waiting for you to say the wrong thing. And I guarantee you, I'll bet $1 million that they're going to play clips of this video in your trial. Now, yes, it might sound like a good idea to post this video on YouTube in order to drum up sympathy and donations for your legal trial, but in the long run, it's not going to work out for you. Trust me.
we're out of there, but we're not out of there.
I don't think he's gonna unload the clip in the car if he sees us moving.
What if he lost it on Nico? What if he just like he's resisting?
Stop.
Watch out, he's gonna watch out, don't move.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Like, look how chill they were as soon as the police officer left. And then they just get back to being scared, bro. I've never seen somebody this scared, bro. He didn't even do anything. Why is he scared? Why is he scared? He's like, oh, please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. I want to go back home and play World of Warcraft. Please, I have a whole life to live for. I'm like, come on, bro. This is hilarious.
Get back here with me.
Yes, sir.
On some
Absolutely.
information.
Yes, sir.
You know, if Danny's in jail for 12 hours, man, we're getting hammered, dude.
We're
If
not
Danny's in
getting
jail
here.
for 12 hours, me and Nico are getting hammered. I'm gonna say it.
Danny's
So if these guys were filming with him, shouldn't they be arrested too? Like, I don't get why they just chose Danny. It really makes no sense. Lock these two knuckleheads up too, because they were accessories to a crime. So they should be arrested too.
not gonna be in jail. Look at there.
Yeah, he is, dude. He's going for jail. Danny's. Oh, he's gonna talk him his way out of it. He's a guy.
That is one fat cop. Like, do they not? Okay, down south, they don't have any sort of physical requirements. You could just weigh like 500 pounds and be a police officer. What if Danny decides to run? He'd be screwed. The only option he'd have is to shoot him, because we know for a fact he's not going to be able to catch up to him.
To say Dan's a judge.
Oh yeah, I see him in the mirror.
He should be able to
What did he say?
his way out of it. He's about to say Dan's a judge.
He said Danny Mullen could just talk his way out of it. You can't talk your way out of a crime. The only thing you can do is shut up your way out of a crime, because the more you talk, the more evidence you give them. Okay, they teach you this in middle school. Matter of fact, I don't even think they teach you this in middle school. If you have even a basic knowledge of the criminal justice system, you know that you can't talk your way out of a crime. There's millions of videos on YouTube of serial killers trying to smooth talk their way out of the interrogation room, and all they end up doing is talking themselves out into the crime. Oh, people slip up all the time when they talk. Danny Mullen's not a lawyer. Why is he talking to the police?
Judge.
Oh yeah, I see him in the mirror.
He should be able to silver tongue it out. I could silver tongue it out there with him, but he doesn't respect my Hispanicness. He doesn't trust the fact that I'm Hispanic. You know, Nico, he thinks I'm and it's can't do this. Can't talk to the cops, he says. That's his old. He always says that.
So I don't know what sort of strange dynamic is going on here, but yeah, this is just weird, bro.
Doesn't seem too bad. The officer's being very nice now. He's settled down. He's just saying that they just have to decide if they're gonna try to file something for trespassing.
Imagine if Danny Mullen was black. Imagine if he had like a nappy fro, big wide nose, deep voice, bro, that the cop would be scared pissless. He'd have like a 3-hour standoff. If Danny Mullen would have even moved like an inch, she would have got shot. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. We don't know for a fact whether that's true or not. We don't know. Okay, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Which is better than like assault with a medical instrument.
Here, false hope fills my head. I even start planning for the rest of the shoot after we inevitably get released.
We'll probably, once we get up to Kentucky, we'll just get a hotel room and like shower off real quick.
We're going to have you guys follow us down to our office.
Yes, sir.
And if you got these back then, and I'll let you know what's going on. From
Yes, sir.
What? How are they treating him so nice? They're letting him follow the police officer to the office? Shouldn't he be in handcuffs? Usually, when a person commits a crime, that officer does a felony stop. He says, hey, you're arrested for this because you're suspected of committing a crime. They then put you in handcuffs, take you to the station. Your car is then towed. Why is he given special treatment? Is this how attractive people are treated? Attractive celebrities, above average looking people are treated in our society? Okay, it's just insane. It's just insane how he's able to get away with so much. Oh, it's because I'm a smooth talk. No, it's because you're white. It's because you're white. If you were black, oh yeah, you just get shot in like 5 seconds, bro. That's just a fact. Haven't you watched CNN?
Absolutely, sir.
One in the back.
Yeah, we got one guy sandwiched between cops.
Anyway, we're a police chase around here, dude. They throw spike strips.
In the police station, false hope was still in my head that there was going to be a slightly more detailed interview, but then I was going to be let to go on my merry way.
This is the first stage of grief. Denial.
Well, that hope was punctured to a degree when one of the officers brought out a law book and almost apologetically told me that, hey, allegedly impersonating a medical professional in the state of Tennessee is a felony.
That's a stupid law. Oh, you said you could cure somebody. We're gonna put you in jail for 20 years. Like, do you know how insane that is? If you said you're going to treat somebody and you end up killing them, yeah, that should be a felony. But just saying you're going to treat somebody in of itself shouldn't be a felony. Okay? And this is just a law created by the pharmaceutical industry to make it so you need all these licenses, all these permits in order to treat other people. If you're giving people medical advice and you're not a doctor, technically in the state of Tennessee, they can put you in jail. Do you know how utterly insane that is? So that means all the natural doctors, all the people who lose their license because they don't get in line with the pharmaceutical industry, they can potentially go to jail if they get pulled over in Tennessee.
For people unfamiliar, a misdemeanor is like doing something in high school.
Okay, I already know what this is. I already know what
that
this is.
I only had 10 to 15 more minutes with my phone. And the slap on the wrist energy continued as I was processed into the jail. I remember joking about my scrubs to the officer since they were pretty much jail clothes. I said something like, well, at least I'm already in proper attire, at which he laughed good-naturedly. When they were fingerprinting me into the jail, the vibe between me and the rest of the jailers was very cordial too. Sort of like I was a new employee getting to know everybody. I figured I'd swipe my credit card, pay the bond, and be out that afternoon. Maybe pay a little fine once they inevitably dropped the charge down from a felony. Here's where everything got dark. When I asked the lady at the front desk about my bond, which for people who don't know, bond is...
What sort of idiot doesn't know what bond is? Are you serious? You have to literally explain to somebody what bond is? Like, how old is your audience, bro?
A sum of money that you pay in order to be released from jail until your court date, and assuming you show up at your court date, you get that money back. I was very ready to swipe my credit card and get out of there. Bond paid. But when I asked the lady at the front desk about that bond, she said, "You have no bond. You're gonna have to be here until the judge can see you on Monday."
I love how we drew the freaking jail attendant or jail guard or CO as evil looking as freaking possible. Like, look how evil he drew her. She has dark bags around her eyes, black hair, suspicious looking face, pale face. Like, dang, she looks half dead.
Well, it was Thursday afternoon, which meant I was about to spend 4 solid days in Hawkins County Jail.
They ended up telling me why that was. It was because they deemed you a very high flight risk.
At this point, they dispatched me to a little holding cell at the front of the jail. It was just me in there, and I paced around in a haze of denial and confusion. 4 days? For that? But even
This dude's freaking out over 4 days in jail. 4 days. That's nothing. Okay, if you're already freaking out over 4 days in jail, then you better not have committed any serious crimes. Because if you do, you will lose your mind. Okay, that would be like hell. If he's freaking out over 4 days, imagine 4 years in prison. Okay, you gotta be real strong-minded in order to survive prison. You know what? I've heard some people say prison is actually better than jail, so I don't know. But yeah, prison and jail sucks. Screw that.
more pressing, I was concerned about the film trip. We'd been arrested on the very first morning during the very first bit. This was about to be the least productive Danny Mullen filming operation ever when you factor in airfare, hotels, food, transportation, and now some soon-to-be very hefty legal bills. Speaking of...
And this is going to happen again. It's going to happen again because Danny Mullen, he makes his career off of going to small, obscure towns. And going to small, obscure towns in America is very, very risky, especially if you're a Yankee and you don't know what you're doing. Okay, let's just say you go into Hicktown, USA, driving around, filming a prank, being Danny Mullen, being the annoying, narcissistic, egotistical, annoying, badgering Danny Mullen. That is basically his character. And let's say somebody doesn't like you. Somebody pulls out a gun, a shotgun, tells you to get out of their town, or else they'll freaking lynch you. What are you going to do? You can't do anything because it's their town. It's their territory. They own it. That is how these small towns operate within this country. Their number one tool is the police, is the system. There's towns with more police officers than actual citizens. Look it up. They make all of their revenue from pulling people over and giving tickets.
Well, this was the year that some civil liberty advocates had hoped would bring an end to policing for profit in Tennessee.
But with lawmakers heading for adjournment, most of those reform measures have once again gone down in defeat. Those practices were first exposed by News Channel 5 Chief Investigative Reporter Phil Williams. What happened, Phil?
Well, bottom line, the law enforcement lobby proved to be too strong, with police dismissing concerns about the innocent victims, telling lawmakers that the proposed reforms were a solution to a problem that's now been fixed.
Can I search your truck and trailer?
Our investigation first revealed how some Tennessee police had targeted out-of-state drivers, often people of color, looking for cash that they could seize based on the suspicion that it might be drug money that the agencies could then use to fund their operations.
In fact, it goes as far as to remove the practice of asset forfeiture.
One bill patterned after a law passed in New Mexico would have said police could seize cash and other property only after the person was convicted of a crime.
Bill fails.
That bill failed to get a single vote in a House subcommittee.
But in reality, my cellmate was to be determined.
I mean, Danny can communicate through this man's brother right now at Hawkins County Jail. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a damn.
Imagine how lucky you'd have to be to have somebody in the prison that already knows who you are, and not only that, that person can communicate, has special privileges to communicate to the outside world. Imagine if he did not meet this person, he would have just been in jail. No contact with the outside world. He does not realize how lucky he is. And I think I'm going to call this video, Danny Mullen is stupid. Okay, I'm going to call this video, Danny Mullen is stupid, because he does not realize how lucky he is. He doesn't realize how much he dodged a bullet. Matter of fact, he still isn't in the clear because he still has to go to court. He still potentially could face years in prison, which in my opinion is ridiculous. I don't think anybody should be serving years in prison for a victimless crime. That is just authoritarian. That's disgusting. Having people serve years of their life in prison for a victimless crime. That is terrifying.
Danny Mullen miracle.
The phone access was super reassuring. I was able to communicate with both Leo and my dad to talk about potentially hiring a lawyer who could spring me before scheduled.
So yeah, you get it. It's a huge chunk of this video is just him saying, oh, I was communicating with the outside world, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to skip forward to about the end.
One of the sweetest moments of my life. Now, was it that rough?
Okay, a little bit back.
Plenty of condoms.
Officer, I was visualizing an officer coming and getting me out of my cell, and it happened thanks to Leo and Susie. And not you, Nico.
Not him at all, bro. What do you think you did last night? Dude, he just got hammered. He's so nervous.
You got hammered last night?
No. Are you?
People still say the word hammered. People still use that word. Bro, what is this, like the early 2000s, bro? People use it. That's how you know these guys are old. I've never heard a person my age use the word hammered. I just haven't.
No, he got hammered.
I'm pushing Nico right now last night. Dude, he's gonna be in the dude, the video's gonna be how are we gonna film? We gotta watch.
I like that. I like the dedication.
He's an ass.
I like the dedication.
I hate him right now. No, no, Danny, he's been an asshole to me the entire time because I'm scared about how the business is gonna work.
I like that.
And he only cared about wanting to.
This is what I did for
No, you, dude. I hate you right now. No, we're not friends right now.
Lawyers at 8, and
We're not
Nico's
friends.
like, we can sleep in a little bit, man. I'm like, no, just because you had 8 beers.
They opened at 8, dude. You're an idiot. They opened at 8, bro.
King, dude.
Walking out of there was one of the sweetest moments of my life. Now, was it that rough? No, but the sudden loss of freedom was pretty jarring.
Yeah, that's literally why prison and jail are one of the worst things that could possibly happen to you. Imagine getting like 40, 50 years in jail. That is probably worse than dying, in my opinion. Just knowing the outside world is just moving on and you're just stuck in a cage. It's just one of the most depressing feelings you could possibly have.
I had to shit 2 feet away from a stranger. I was locked in a
that too.
Concrete box for 21 hours a day. There was nowhere to work out. The bedding was tremendously uncomfortable. The surfaces were all pretty dirty. And as I walked through the hallways out of the facility, I felt 50% profound gratitude at being free again, but also 50% profound sympathy for the prisoners who remained.
So this is his first time ever even thinking about what the prisoners might be feeling. So his entire life, he's never thought, hey, maybe we shouldn't be living in a police state where you can get arrested for the minorist infraction. This is his first time. So all of his life, all of his 30-something years of life, he's just been living carefree, la la land, living in a naive wonderland where there's no consequences for his actions, thinking that, oh, I'll never go to jail. And then when he goes to jail, it's just like taking some sort of red pill. Okay, his world has been completely broken because all of his life he's never even thought about this stuff. So he's going to have PTSD from this experience. For the rest of his life, no matter what he does or what he says, he's going to operate with the fear of imprisonment, because that is how the system controls you, by instilling the fear of being put in a cage. If you get out of line, you get put in a freaking cage like a dog or a child on timeout, okay? And he's just now realizing this. Danny Mullen is just now realizing that there is a huge, massive chunk of our society that is in jail for non-violent offenses.
Some of whom still had multiple years left on their sentences. From that point on, we drove up to Kentucky and we continued our film shoot. I'm sure you've enjoyed some of the videos.
I'm pretty sure Kentucky is worse than Tennessee. You know, if I were them, I would not be driving to any more small towns. I just wouldn't be doing it. I'd go to the nearest major urban center, take a flight right to LA. Okay, because as I've shown in the clip before, well, I showed that clip from Tennessee police just pulling over out-of-state drivers. They literally target out-of-state drivers, and the federal government, they know this is happening. They know that small towns, small obscure towns with no real power, and they pull over random drivers, and the federal government just lets them do it. They don't care. They don't go. The federal government, they don't go after real criminals. They go after the little guy. Okay, and I'm not even going to get into that on this channel. Okay, but you know, they don't arrest the real criminals. They let these small town police officers just steal your money, take away your freedom, no due process. The judges and the lawyers, they're bought and paid for. It's just open corruption. Nothing is done, and he's just now realizing this. I still don't think he fully realizes how lucky he got. That's why you always research Danny Mullen, please listen to me. Before you film a video, please research the law in the state you're going to. Like, this guy just came from, what was it, out Appalachia, the Appalachia region. Now imagine what could have happened there. Something way worse. Okay, that's one of the most dangerous regions for a YouTuber like this.
Videos that came from that, the Appalachian series on poverty, on snake churches. That afternoon, though, when we got to our hotel in Pikeville, Kentucky, I remember having so much gratitude just for the hotel room I was in, and the decent mattress, and the private bathroom. That was the best part. I even took a picture of the hotel room in that moment of gratitude. So what happens now? I am still contending with a felony on my record. God willing, there will not be any more jail time, but it's still a complex matter that we're working on resolving. And it's been expensive. It's been more stressful to me than I've let on.
This is how the system destroys you. Okay, they bury you in legal fees. Like, our system is so messed up. You need money in order to prove your innocence. You know how messed up that is? So it's not based on how innocent you are. It's based on how much money you have.
So my experience in Hawkins County Jail, I think it's changed me pretty significantly. Before ever being exposed to criminals like that, being amongst them, I was always waving the Blue Lives Matter flag. I was the hard law and order guy. And
See, that's where he went wrong. It's the Blue Lives Matter flag waver that is way more likely to get arrested than the guy that hates the police. You are more likely to be jailed and imprisoned if you like the police, because you are more open to talk to the police. You are more open to letting the police search your vehicle, which is a huge no-no. A huge no-no. Hey, officer, you're free to search my vehicle. I have nothing to hide. And then he freaking plants a whole kilo of cocaine, and you're spending the rest of your life in prison.
I still believe in supporting the police, and I still believe in law and order and consequences for your actions. But I now just have a lot more sympathy for the people who were born into situations that are near hopeless when it comes to avoiding jail.
Now you're getting it. Finally, he's finally starting to understand. Okay, he's now finally starting to realize how broken this system really is. I'm not even going to go into too much detail on this channel, which is my gaming channel. I might make more in-depth videos on my other channels, but you know what I'm implying here. He's having a red pill moment. He's finally starting to see that we're all plugged into a matrix where we just obsess over pleasing authority figures, and these authority figures, they're the main ones screwing us over.
One moment that was very impactful for me was when I was in the courtroom on Monday morning, getting ready to face the judge. I saw a guy about my age take the stand. The judge asked him...
Okay, you get the video. So, that's my thoughts on this. Yeah, Danny Mullen, hopefully he changes his mindset after this experience, okay? And hopefully he realizes just how lucky he is, just how stupid he was. And hopefully he never, ever repeats the same mistakes.
We love police on this channel, by the way. We love police on this channel. We love police on this channel, by the way.